Good morning. Hi there. I'm Megan Packer. Thanks so much for joining us right now for Atlanta News First Plus on your Sunday. Here to update you on the day's top stories, and we'll check in just a moment with First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams, tracking the weather as everybody gets ready to go back to work and school tomorrow. And a little preview is it sounds like we'll have some really nice warm days after the cold start to the day today. But right now, we are on top of some breaking news, so let's get right to it. We are talking about a shooting investigation involving a very young victim. We've learned a 10-year-old child was shot in the chest. It happened in southeast Atlanta this morning. We can tell you this was around 6:45 on Roselle Drive. Police say this was a targeted shooting. Somebody fired from outside of a home into a house. The child was hit, but was not the target of this shooting. And we've learned 4 young children were in the house at the time, and that the shooters fired multiple rounds from outside of that house. Again, a 10-year-old boy shot in the chest. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. He underwent surgery. We're told he is stable right now. And it sounds like it was a very active scene. Officers jumped in to help the child, and Atlanta police, along with help from Atlanta Fire Rescue, transported that child via patrol car to the hospital. They offered life-saving measures on the scene as well. Officers applied a chest seal to the wound, and they did their best to help that little boy there on the scene. No arrests at this point. Police are asking for anybody with information to come forward. They want tips through Crime Stoppers. As always, with any case, you can remain anonymous and submit a tip to Crime Stoppers by calling 404-577-TIPS. But again, what we know right now, a 10-year-old boy was shot in the chest. He was critical. He had surgery. He is stable right now. So as police search for that shooter, we'll keep you updated throughout the morning on what we learn about the child's condition. In Douglas County, there's an investigation after a 19-year-old young woman was shot and killed. This happened around 1:15 yesterday afternoon on Kings Highway, south of I-20. Deputies say she was shot multiple times, and now they're looking at security video from nearby businesses. Investigators did not have a lot to release when we were speaking with them yesterday about this crime, but we spoke with an employee at a nearby store who says he heard gunshots, saw an SUV speeding out of the parking lot. 2 Atlanta police officers are recovering today after they were injured during a shooting incident that shut down a northeast Atlanta apartment complex for hours yesterday. This was on Cheshire Bridge Road. If you joined us yesterday, this was breaking news throughout the morning yesterday. The officers were responding to a call about gunshots at the Helios apartments on Cheshire Bridge. Police say that the officers entered a back bedroom when someone started shooting at them. One of them was grazed on the head by a bullet, and the other officer's arm was injured by shrapnel. They got out of the apartment, told people in the building to shelter in place, and after an hours-long standoff, the SWAT team was able to arrest a man named Alante Ray of Stone Mountain. Police are working to figure out what led up to this and why he was in the apartment in the first place. We should learn more about the future of DeKalb County schools later this week. The district is expected to release its first potential scenarios for redistricting on Thursday. It is part of the student assignment plan to address enrollment dropping to 87,000 students, down from 110,000. Community meetings are scheduled about this at the end of this month and next month before final options are presented to the school board in the fall. Today is, of course, Super Bowl Sunday, but before the big game, we've got to talk about Puppy Bowl, and Georgia is well represented this year on Team Rough. The Boston Terrier named RuPaw, that is P-A-W, from the Smyrna Animal Shelter Bosley's Place, is competing today. But no matter who wins, many animal rescues get a lot of adoption inquiries, donations, and volunteers. So not only is it fun to watch, but it is a win-win situation with these pups all finding loving forever homes. All right, let's take another peek outside right now. Blue skies, looks really nice in Midtown. Warming up a little bit, but it was a really cold start to the day. So let's bring in First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams talking about our forecast, Isaac, people might be heading to Super Bowl parties tonight or just trying to enjoy their Sunday. How's it looking?
Gorgeous, Megan. It's feeling good out there. The morning chill starting to wear off, and it is warming up nicely. You're looking over Midtown this morning. We've had a lot of sunshine so far, and that's going to stick around into the rest of the day. So those watch parties, it's going to get a little bit cool this evening, but the overall feel to the air today is looking good. Here's another look over Midtown Atlanta. Of course, the connector looking a little slow this morning as always, but overall things are feeling pretty good. Here's a look at temperature. 46 already in the city, 47 in Griffin, 52 already in LaGrange, so it's warming up even more so there. And Blairsville is up into the mid-40s after being in the 20s this morning. This morning was the last, what I'll call cold morning that we're going to have, I think, for at least the next week or so. There's some signs that we could get a little bit chilly next weekend, but the star of the forecast is next week, or the work week anyway, where we should be seeing temperatures in the 70s by Tuesday. Today we're going to be in the middle to upper 50s. Clouds may thicken up a little bit late today, but there's no chance of rain, and it's going to be very pleasant this evening, right around the Super Bowl time frame there. Temperatures in the 50s, dropping into the upper 40s. So again, looking and feeling good. Tomorrow morning, we're waking up to, we might be below freezing in the mountains, but I don't expect the city of Atlanta, anyway, to be anywhere close to freezing. In fact, 41, the expected overnight low. Outlying spots probably in the upper 30s, but most of North Georgia will be above freezing to start the week. So getting your Monday started, it's going to be chilly, yes, but it's not going to be super cold. Monday afternoon, how about this? 66 degrees tomorrow. So we're going to be almost 10 degrees warmer than we're seeing today. 65 LaGrange, almost 70 in Rome, upper 50s to near 60 out in East Georgia. High pressure over the East Georgia and the Carolinas. Notice we have some snow between Charlotte and Raleigh. They just can't seem to catch a break in North Carolina, but we are protected by this high pressure, so we have no issues with that. But notice back to the west in Arkansas and Oklahoma and Texas, some clouds are building there, so some of that may work its way into North Georgia today. I mentioned some clouds may thicken up, but there's no rain or snow in the forecast tonight or tomorrow, so that's some good news, a fairly quiet weather pattern. Will not last, though. Next week, Wednesday, the first day to see some scattered rain. This is not going to be anything super impactful, but clouds will certainly be with us Wednesday, and some on and off showers will be with us. Thursday is looking drier. For now, we have no chance of rain in the forecast for Thursday. And then by Friday, though, another system comes in and brings us a chance at some rain. And notice there's a little pink in the northeast Georgia mountains. This might be a glancing pass at some brief wintry weather in the far northeast part of the state. And then that system moves out Friday. And this model actually keeps us dry on Valentine's Day. But I'm going to show you another model in a second, which brings us a soaking rain on Saturday, too. There was a little bit of snow talk yesterday and the day before that, but these are snow probabilities really kind of focused on Saturday, and you can see there's a 10% chance of something happening near Blairsville, a little bit better chance up in the North Carolina area, but the rest of North Georgia, we're pretty much looking at zero chances of any of that. Here's that wetter model for Saturday. Notice it's in the morning and it rains much of the day Saturday, so we're still kind of seeing some inconsistencies in our models for the Valentine's weekend. But what we do see, though, is whether it rains Friday, doesn't rain Saturday, rains again Sunday. I think we're in a period where it's going to be fairly unsettled Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not a full washout, but there are going to be, I think, some soggy periods of time between Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So again, Valentine's plans, I wouldn't have any backup plans just yet, but just be aware that it could be impacted, the plans anyway. So right now we've got a 20% chance of rain next Saturday because our other reliable model at this time is actually dry Saturday, whereas the model I just showed you is very wet. So not a lot of confidence just yet, but we want to just keep you posted. We always will here on ANF Plus and inside the First Alert Weather app. The rest of the 7-day forecast, though, is looking pretty good. We've got 66 tomorrow, 72 on Tuesday, and then some rain at times on Wednesday, but the temperature really kind of stays pretty steady in the 60s through the end of the week, at least through Thursday. Friday, we might slip into the upper 50s, and again, one way or another, whether it rains or not next Saturday, it does look like it's going to be a little bit colder. Highs in the low 50s on Saturday, which is Valentine's Day, but stay with us here on ANF Plus. The First Alert Weather Team will keep you posted inside the First Alert Weather app as well on any changes for the Valentine's weekend. Again, lots of plans and dates probably happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we want to keep you up to date with the best information possible here. So that's the latest here. Mid-February is trending warmer, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future, at least through the next week. We may have a briefly cooler weekend, but then next week we do see signs that things will stay fairly warm. So we'll take you back outside this morning as we approach the lunch hour. That is a look over Midtown, a sunny blue sky. Expect a nice and mild rest of your Sunday afternoon.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.